Hello, I'm Paul Smith. This is my studio in Covent Garden in London, and I just thought I'd talk to you a little bit about how I work really, and the sort of things I've been doing for the rug company. I've been working with the rug company for 10 years now. It's been a really nice relationship because obviously it's a different dimension to what I normally do. I normally design clothes, but the principle is really the same. And one of the things I thought I'd share with you is just like some of how it all starts really. One of the main things for me has been colour, you know, people who talk to you about colour, where do you get your ideas for colour from? And is it from like the colour authority or something like this? And I just prepared this board actually, just I thought you might be interested. The book's here somewhere, about there I think. In fact I think that's it, yeah. This is you know, there's a book. This book is called The World in 1900. I was pretty impressed I could find that actually, that was quite good. And what's amazing is that, for instance, in the case of that book, it was very early photography, so the photography is sort of quite basic, and one of the things that I love about it is when you see the colours, you can actually pull the colours from these photographs and they can be the start of designing a sweater, a tie, a rug, it can be anything really. And so one of the things I think I always say to young students who come to see me is that, you know, if you use your eyes, it's all there. Look at these lovely colours there, all those pinks and the greens that all pop out of the photograph. You find a yarn or a piece of fabric that reflects the pictures you see, and then you've got the start of a collection. And then what will then happen is that, as you know, I'm pretty famous for my stripes. So one of the things that's very rare about us, if you look at that, it's quite flat and quite lifeless, and that's a printout from the computer. So in fact what I do is I've got little pieces of card and the yarn. Can you see the yarn here? So what we do is take a piece of card and take the yarn and then wind the yarn around the card. And what you get there is you get this stripe, but you get a sense of life and energy. So there you go, look, and then see the real thing. And then from that I can give the mill or the rug company my actual numbers, which then they can reproduce accurately. So by doing this, you just get this sort of sense of life that you probably wouldn't get if you did it on the computer. So I'm a great believer in working with hand, and what's so great about the rug company is that of course they're all handmade, and I love the idea that with handmade you get different tensions and you get there's a sort of life about the rug that you maybe wouldn't get with a manufactured rug. These are just to show you that they're not for any particular reason, but these are some of our, I think we do about 120 tie fabrics every season, so that's twice a year. But look at all the lovely colours. So I mean that's fabric for a tie. This is called a blanket, and that's the fabric for a tie, but then that could be a rug. I mean, what we do, for instance, so you know, is that you get this, which is a shape of a tie, and obviously what you would do is you just find that would be just one tie there, or that would be a tie there. So they're called blankets, these are, and then it's my job to obviously come up with the idea, but then select the colours that I'd want for the blanket. So when you're dealing with all this sort of stuff all day long, which I am in my day job as a clothes designer, and also the fact that I'm fortunate enough I bought lots and lots of old textile design books, wallpaper design books. I mean, this one is amazing. This one's from I think 1850, and what's great about some of these is that they've got corners on them, so that actually could inspire the corner of a rug, the corner of a silk scarf, But if not, it could be just the colours that we love together. So all these vintage books that I've got, some being wallpaper, some being scarf designs, again can help a lot with design. In fact, what I did with one of the books, I actually photographed the book, and that became an actual fabric in its own right, and that was the lining of the suit. So that, that's just how I start. This was me bored in a taxi in Japan with my camera, and I just had it on a slow exposure. So as I went along and the car moved, it recorded the lights of the houses and the shops and the cars, and so you got this amazing effect, and that became a scarf. So use your eyes and you can get great things. But anyway, that's enough for that. Now what we'll do is carry on. Bye.